Sure, in Photo Room you can create amazing logos in seconds. You want, and the app will generate. Sure, in Photo Room you can create amazing logos in seconds. The app will generate.
Welcome in, everybody. You can do me a favor and hype me up on your way in. Share, subscribe if you haven't already. So one way of tapping in. And that's why I do lives. Because as you come in and you tap the like button, you tap in to get a message. That's the way I like to work it. So that way it is totally of your own consent. I hope you all had an okay Friday. To be honest, collective, I don't know where to go from here. And the reason why I say that, I sort of kind of seen all this coming with the world. I tried to warn everybody over the years. And we're at a very, very interesting precipice energetically. And we need to stay the course. We need to be vigilant. We need to be very discerning with our energies, who we share our energy with, and the purpose behind that said energy. Because there's a lot of people out here that don't have our interest, our best interest at heart. And this is why it requires discernment. I've been on here for 2 years doing these readings. And a lot of the times it's the same message. And I'm really picking up on an energy that doesn't want, to hear the answers. They don't want closure to happen, and they want to leave you in limbo. Mainly because it's something that it's almost as if they're trying to keep ties connected by not communicating. And as you can see, masks are off, just as I said it would. See the truth. The truth is being revealed worldwide. People are fed up with the status quo, and people are now wanting change, real change. But it's almost as if they want society to make that change. They want governments to make that change. They want institutions to make that change. When the change revolves around our individual choices as a collective. Everybody deserves to voice their opinion, whatever that might be, because they're framing it from a mind that has experienced it from their experience, right? And sometimes that opinion is misunderstood. Sometimes that opinion is misconstrued to the point that it's almost as if people are misunderstanding on purpose. It's almost giving the energy of rage bait. Sometimes communication isn't the answer. Sometimes action is. But the certain actions that have been taken over the last couple days was totally uncalled for. People deserve to share their opinions. People deserve to debate. They have a right, they have a sovereignty to debate. Because in that debate, there can be some sort of justice. And when people come forward to speak the truth, it should be done in compassion, understanding, and love for your neighbor. I'm taking accountability as we speak right now. And as much as I do not regret anything I've ever said here on my channel, I'm apologizing for not being more compassionate, for not being more understanding. I've done my best to see things from many different perspectives, to educate myself, and I do believe that's where a lot of this wisdom comes from, outside of the divine wisdom that I receive. I see things in my own way just as you see things in your own way. Does that make our opinion wrong? No. Because we see it from different points of view. And everybody has a right to that point of view. I'm not going to sit here and tell everyone that I'm perfect, because I'm far from it. I still have insecurities. I still have shit to work on. I still have challenges to overcome, just like you. That is what makes us perfectly imperfect, just the way we are. It comes down to confidence, it comes down to self-love, and the love for others. In order to have experience, you first must know your inner experience. You first must come to balance within yourself before you can have anything outside of yourself be significant. A lot of us have been taken aback by the current news. And here I was wondering why I was so emotional the other day. And I couldn't put my finger on it. I wasn't sure. Mind you, I try to stay out of the news. But with the way the internet works, we tend to get our news now from social media because of certain situations. People don't deserve to die because of sharing an opinion. And kids should not have to be scared about waking up and going to school or walking down the street. We apparently live in these great nations across the world, boasting about how great we are. Yet there still continues to be violence and chaos ensuing. Because people are losing their livelihoods. People are losing their way of sustaining themselves. And they're having no other choice but to lash out. Because they don't know how to express themselves in a way that is positive in nature. They've lost their ability to exercise their rights of opinions and to bring about this and to bring about justice. I do not agree with what he had to say. I do send out a condolence to his family. Because regardless if I agreed with what he had to say, he still has a right to his opinion. For someone to stand up and stand for truth is one thing, and it's very noble. It's another thing to stand up and be racist and judgmental and opinionated in a way that is defaming of a character or a person or a person's right to choose how they want to live their own life. I was doing everything in my power to look the other way, but not ignorance. It's because I did not want to come across the video that's been sweeping the internet. And considering that that video is still circulating, It baffles me. And I have a feeling that it was actually shown on the news as well. Which is not only a disrespect to his children, but disrespect to his family and his wife. And I don't care what kind of view he had. He's still a human. He's still a person. And he at least deserves that respect. Now, I get on this channel and I talk about karmic energy. And I get on here and I talk about divine energy. And this is why I do my best to not put names. Because what happens to one person has happened to another person, to happen to another person, that happens to another person, that happens to another person. And as much as we'd like to single it out as if we, you know, we are unique individuals as we are, there's a lot of people going through the same situation. And it's almost as if history continues to repeat itself, redundantly. And I've recently heard about Nepal, how they overtook their government, and how they shut down their government. And not only that, they are finding the looters that went around to businesses, and they are forcing them to bring back what they've stolen. And now they are actually currently rebuilding their cities after they overthrew their government. And I think a lot of these places around the world that are having a lot of havoc and chaos should take wisdom and knowledge from how Nepal is reacting to their current situation. It's a one thing to go out and loot and pillage and destroy, but it's another thing to do it in a peaceful manner. To move forward with good intention for humanity. I find it rather surreal how people can be divided by their institutions and organizations and governments. That when there is a common understanding among the people, and the way that the people rise up and collectively make decisions to create change. As much as some of them would like to stay in their pile of shit, they know the only way things are going to get better is if we bring change to the world. And I find it very surreal how a divided populace can come together as a collective and make change happen in a positive way, despite the chaos. Over the last year and a half, 2 years, I've been speaking on how we are not going to look at the world the same after a certain point. And I feel that we've reached that point of existence. I do believe that we have reached that point in our experience where we are being given a choice to either fall back into the machine and become part of the gears of that machine, or to rise up and change. We must be reminded to not work and not move forward in anger, but with respect and love for that exact thing to work. In order to change the world to what we want it to be, we, on an individual basis, must act in solidarity as a collective. And it is crucial to act with accountability, respect, honor, and justice. In order for this to work out in the correct way. These people going around creating situations of homicide and school shootings and fear amongst the populace, that needs to stop. Because ultimately, it will bring us to a point of reaction. And the situation is this emotional fear porn, I'd like to call it, is looking for a reaction from you. But just as the reaction abuse of a narcissist, we need to compose ourselves. And we need to act in integrity rather than hostility and violence. That is the only way that we will rise as nations across the world. And as I sit here day after day after day after day after day talking about different energies that are currently happening around the world, I often feel that my words are being they're being fallen on deaf ears. And then situations like Nepal come around where the populace and humans rise up to take back control. And despite the chaos in the world, this gives me hope. This gives me hope for that change to happen in a positive way, in a positive outlet. There will be a time and a precipice before the end of the year where we will always, all across the world, have to whether or not we submit to the machine or we annihilate the machine and rebuild. And that time is very soon. There are already there's already people making that choice. I want to welcome you all in tonight, and I thank you for joining me tonight as well. If you like my videos and you'd like to hype me up on any of the previous videos that I've done, it'd be greatly appreciated. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Welcome in, Emma. Welcome in, Michael. Welcome in, Kitty. Welcome in, Harris. I am going to get into a collective tonight. I just needed to speak on that. What I spoke on. Because I think it's important that I reiterate and continue to reiterate the current focus. That we should not move forward with hostility, but love and compassion for people around us. All love and light, but take no shit. You don't have to submit to the tyranny. You deserve to stick up for yourself. You have rights to defend yourself. Just as I have rights to defend myself. It's going to depend on us as a collective to create the world that we would like to see. And so far, there's certain nations across the world that are absolutely epically failing on that. And a lot of them should be checking themselves. Welcome in, Sheila. Great Spirit, guides, guards, protectors, angels, ancestors, divine light. I thank you for your guiding, guarding, and protecting of my life and my tribe. And I wish you to be here now to provide guidance through this message tonight. I ask that anyone worthy of healing, may they receive it. Anyone worth this, may they receive it. Anyone worthy of judgment, may they receive it. May the collective get what they ultimately deserve. I call my power back to me and I cut any cords that no longer serve me. Or any ties that choose to drain from my abundance and my prosperity and my healing. Any connection that is choosing to hold me back, tear me down, and ruin what I'm building, may they be met by divine vengeance as I give it up to the divine. I surrender it to the divine. May any ill will be automatically, unapologetically sent back to sender and bound to them until they learn perfect love and perfect trust within their heart and soul. May they receive what is rightfully theirs. As above, so below, as within, so without, and so it is. Shay. Welcome in, D. Spirit, can I get a vibe check for tonight's reading? What's the vibe of tonight's energy? So there has been a release of a feminine energy that wanted you sufferance. You've released this toxic energy. Definitely getting freedom, collective. We got cutting ties here across this feminine energy in reverse. This could be an old ex. This could be a dead-end relationship. This could be somebody that was very, very clingy to you. There's definitely ties being taken from this very unnurturing energy. I'm getting a very dark energy, and I'm getting a fact that they stand corrected. You're no longer paranoid or insecure about this particular situation. You're no longer guarded by this individual. And this person was extremely abusive, conniving, unpredictable. And with the fact that you have cut them out, it's definitely creating a rift. But this person is no longer compatible with you, and they wanted you to feel hopeless with what you were building. They wanted you to act in silence. They did not want you following your dreams. And they wanted you to have loss and loss and loss after loss after loss. They wanted you facing a depression. They wanted you pretty well offing yourself. And a lot of the gossip and rumors that were going around about you are being found out to be nothing but toxic lies. Spirit's asking you to stay in the moment. It's a second chance with you. And I'm really picking up at the fact that they were lied to about you, and they want a second chance to make it up for what they've done. And they want to bring harmony to a certain situation and to allow you to have your guard come down. Because had they listened to their inner voice, I think things would have changed. Things would have been treated differently. This could very well be someone in your family that wants to reconnect with you, that's feeling depressed and hopeless at this time. How not escape what they've done. They showed up to you masked. They were hiding, they were concealing their true intention. And they wanted you in your feelings. They wanted you to be getting the silent. This is what they were doing to you. They were giving you the silent treatment. And now, because the truth has come out, they don't want this distance between you. They want to end the separation. They don't want to be ghosting. And they want to bring harmony to a situation. They're in this idea to calm the chaos. The only thing is, though, is that they see you stepping into your divine energy and they see how it's working for you. And they want to solidify something with you. It's really kind of giving me like they want to build on a new foundation. However, they're confused to do that. They're confused as to how to do that. They're perplexed. They're conflicted. Welcome in, Radiant. They're very, very hopeful for the possibilities. However, they're kind of as to how you can continue to believe in yourself after all that's been done. And they're also as to the repercussions of what they've done behind the scenes, of what they've said, of what they've done, unbeknownst to you. And it's almost as if they need to come clean about it in order to clear their conscience. Because they were masking. They were hiding, they were concealing, they were deceiving you. They now want a mutual respect. They want to get close to you again. Because you're following your dreams. They see that you're stopped. You're no longer stopped. They see that you've dropped the resentment, the competitiveness, or the discontentment. And they see you stepping into this energy of happiness, joy, and healing. They kind of feel rejected and they want to kind of come out of this energy. But I don't feel that they're going to come forward with any type of apology. This is an energy that doesn't take accountability, but they've had a wake-up call, they've had an epiphany, they've had some sort of self-reflection. They've tapped into some sort of energy to find some sort of answers to questions. And I do believe that they don't believe that you should have to apologize for their lustful, greedy, considerate, win at all costs kind of energy and behavior. This is definitely karmic third parties. It's like they don't want to take accountability for it, for what they've done. And it's almost kind of giving like they want to just continue on from where you left off. But unbeknownst to them, you don't live there anymore. You don't live in that energy anymore. You've elevated. And somebody's missing you. They want to be back in your energy, a reunion with you. However, they're very karmic. They were dealing with third parties behind your back. And these third parties were the ones colluding against you. I do believe that you may have cut this energy off already. And for good reason. And they feel that they want a reunion with you because, you know, you've dropped the bitterness, the anger, the pettiness. You're no longer salty. But Archangel Michael's protecting you from this energy and their deceiving nature. Because somebody was concealing their true intentions with you. They're very inconsiderate. by any means necessary, and they were extremely selfish and greedy. So again, collective, use your discernment. Somebody wants to get back in your energy, but the divine is saying no. You're meant for bigger, better things. Welcome in, Sarah. Welcome in, Red. Welcome in, Matt. Radiant, Sheila. Somebody doesn't want you feeling optimistic or successful or inspired. This is why they did what they did. Because they seen that you were inspired. They seen what you were creating and they were jealous. Can somebody check to see if the hype option is available? Because I don't see it here on my end. I don't know if it's just not there for me to see. I see it for other people, I can't see it for myself. But if there's a way to hype my video, let me know in the comments. Somebody's trying to create chaos for you. To the contrary. It's because you're a visionary. It's because of your inner knowing. You seem to be always prepared. This is somebody that's within your community. And I really pick up on the fact that they are trying to create chaos to distract your intuitive abilities. They want their secrets. Anything that you are revealing, they are trying to discredit it. But you are protected against this energy, collective. Your inner knowing is protected. Your gifts are protected. And they're trying to take away the fire within your abundance and intuition. They're trying to take away the inspiration. Trying to create stagnance. They're trying to put out your fire. And trying for quite some time to do this. Making it out to be that all you're doing is lying. What you talk about is absolute rubbish. And the people that are listening to you are finding out. Collective, you will find your pathway to your abundance, despite the defamation. And although they're trying to diminish you, you are protected from that as well. I'm really picking up you have receipts. And as long as you stay assertive, you will find happiness. Whoever I'm speaking to and whoever this is vibing with, you're about to get some major visions come through. Or you may have already had visions that come through. There's going to definitely bring you to a path, as well as the pathway to prosperity. Spirit's asking you to slow down right now. It's not about losing momentum. It's about just taking your foot off the gas. You're still going to continue to move forward, but you're just slowing down a little bit. Your discernment as to how you take action. Like a moth to a flame. Vibrancy attracts people of all different walks of life. Some are mosquitoes and they want to suck out your energy. Others are where they want to build on you to become butterflies. And others are just dense. And they want to poke and prod and hate you. And then there's those that are learning from you, that are inspired by you. I agree, Red. I wish you a beautiful evening. Ain't nobody. Welcome in, Angel. Welcome in, Captain. Now, the last bunch of cards here is kind of giving me an energy of there's no longer any more action that you need to take. It's in the hands of the divine. Continue focusing on your shadow work, on being vibrant. Continue shining your light, continue inspiring. And as you shine that light and inspire, just know that you will have people that are jealous of this. Because they would sooner focus on your light than their own. I'm also picking up that some of you are going to be meeting some of you are going to meet some new people that are going to change the course of your life. These people are going to be very influential in your rise. And Spirit's saying they are about to make themselves known to you. Spirit also wants you to use discernment. Because there will be some lookalikes. There will be some people that are coming in to swindle you as well. So you are going to need to use discernment going forward with these particular people. For good reason. Some people are trying to emulate energy by putting a mask on. Unbeknownst to them, they are ultimately bringing themselves to the point where their masks are going to be ripped off. And you're going to see they are before they even get started. Act accordingly. Spirit saying, bow out gracefully. Keep your integrity intact. And do not react. Continue moving forward by leading by example. Leading with understanding and justice. There's a lot of energy out there wanting us to react to the news and to certain things. And we must choose our battles very, very carefully going forward. I do see by the end of the year, before the end of the year, there will be civil unrest across nations. But how we show up to that will matter. How we show up to that will lead the course of our future. And this is why we need to use discernment, and this is why we need to be very careful as to how we move forward. Leading by example, leading with compassion, understanding, and justice for humanity. Not for the few, but for humanity. This is 2025. Multiculturalism is part of the world. It's part of humanity. We have many different cultures, many different religions, spiritualities. We have many different perspectives that are older than some, younger than others. However, it does not make them right. It's just a different perspective on how to see things. And again, everybody has their right perspective. But I really do feel that a lot of the discrepancies, a lot of the lies, the deception, a lot of the corruptness is finally being dealt with. So, although it's looking crazy out there and chaotic and hectic, please know that it's going to get a little bit worse before it gets better. In order to have that renovation happen in your house, things need to get dirty. Things need to somewhat be in order to be rebuilt. And you need to have patience during that process. The numbers of renovations that I've been a part of over the years, and to my stress that it bestows upon them because of the havoc and because of the mess that happens with that renovation, it plays on your nerves. But to be consistent and to know that sometimes change requires chaos. And sometimes things need to be torn down in order to be rebuilt because of faulty, cracked foundations. And I think at this point, collective, I think it's time to raise the roof. It's time to raise the bar. It's time to raise our expectations and move with that energy. It's time to take a stand as a collective, worldwide, for humanity, and the sake of our future. This is about utilizing our creativity in order to happen in a positive manner and not a negative one. Breaking down the walls that were created to divide us and to create a union within the collective. We need to do this on an individual basis as well as a collective. It's not just a my job or a your job, it's an our job. We need to be the change that we would like to see in the world. And in order to find peace, we need to bring peace. In order to bring happiness, we need to be happiness. In order to bring love to the situation, we need to be love. And this is why I've been so adamant about healing and empowering themselves. Because as I have done the work, and as I continue to do the work, so we should all take our own accountability individually. We should all rise together. Because when we rise together, change happens. But it's going to take us leading by example, standing up for righteousness and justice for all people. The only way that we are going to make our nation safe is through our own intentions on moving forward with that. Specifically, guns should be used for protection. Guns should be used, yes, for food. But there's a responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility. And there are certain individuals across the world that have taken that responsibility out of the equation. Anything that's justice will prevail. Within the coming weeks, things are change very rapidly. Your patience, your reactiveness, it will be tested. Your character, intention, it will be tested. Communication is very, very crucial here, because without communication there is no understanding, which creates misunderstanding. There's a time and a place for everything. And within everything, there's a place and time. And be in the flow of the divine. And be ready for miracles to happen in your life. Be open for the divine miracle to bless your life. We are headed into a new era of enlightenment. And although the truth that is coming forward will clearly piss us off, ultimately set us free. Some of this truth will piss us off to the point where we will want to revolt. We will want to react. But we are being asked to not react. We are being asked to take a step back, see how history has repeated itself over and over and over again. And Spirit is asking us on an individual as well as a collective basis to take a step back, recognize where history has repeated itself, and change the direction of that wheel. There's something very supernatural here. And the shadow within absolutely every single one of us is being revealed. As well, being revealed so that way you can acknowledge it, you can show it compassion, understanding, to heal it. So Spirit is asking you to yourself to know that the divine light is always within you. You are ultimately the divine in human form experiencing itself. And it is up to you to act within. Your very existence depends on it. There is a part of the population that is being bombarded by guilt. Certain nations are being judged because of their governments. Certain governments have a lot of blood on their hands. And I do believe by the end of this month, if not by the end of this year, these governments, these organizations, these institutions that have blood on their hands, I do believe they were and eradicated. There will be a time and a place where this happens. And this is where action is needing to be discerned. It is to not comply. It is to stand firm on integrity as a collective. United we win, divided we fall. Witness and recognize and acknowledge the divide and build on the relationships of your community with your neighbors. Working together with your community is going to be crucial to your survival. We need to rise up as a community, as a worldwide community, to bring about the change that we seek, once and for all. To move into this new era, new energy, with new possibility, with new sovereignty. Not to say that anyone is better or than anyone else. We are perfectly imperfect as we are, and we are as equals. Because we are all, every single of us, part of humanity. It's bigger than any skin color. It's bigger than any political party. It's bigger than any institutional situation. It's bigger than that. And I do believe this is the first time in history where we will start to see the positive changes that we've been seeking for decades, for millennia. But that's only if we rise to that occasion. If we allow the divide to divide us, we will be divided. If we allow this reactive abuse to abuse us, we will retaliate. So it is ultimately up to us as a collective to make it or break it. We can no longer rely on our institutions and services and governments to do that for us. We need to start within our own communities and start rising up and supporting our communities again. We need to start communicating and hashing out these differences to bring about some sort of a compromise for humanity. Because they've tried to divide us and to separate us. And our very existence depends on our community and how we work together. We will be the change collective. It is our birthright. It is our destiny to be that change. Mystical Forest, what do we got for my collective? People you getting what you want, and they want to close the door to your happiness. As if they have the audacity to dictate how you are going to have your life. Welcome in, Trudy. The divine is asking you to let go. Although you might not know exactly what you want right now, although you may feel that the door is not open, and although you may be feeling rather unhappy, Spirit is asking you to let go. Let go of what was and persevere. Continue moving forward. And I'm really picking up a Four of Cups in reverse, knowing that what you have been bestowed upon you may not be exactly what you wanted, but it might be of what you needed. And for some of you, you need to find gratitude within what you have already. And continue moving forward with gratitude. Somebody doesn't want you getting what you want. And somebody doesn't want you having the door open for you because they feel that you have an agenda. And the more you persevere, the more they're going to try to distract you in order to hide you, in order to keep you in fear, in order to bring some sort of imbalance to what you're working on. And they do not want you to be able to make a decision about letting go and walking into this new chapter. They do not want you making room, so they are bombarding you with stress in order to stay in a fight or flight. They're doing everything that they can so that way you do not remember who you are. They do not want you believing in the magic that is you. And this whole idea of raising the bar, they want you to throw that away. They want you to just let it be what it is. They're trying to say that it is not your decision as to whether or not you make it or break it in the world. They want you to lose control and be in this energy where you are feared to make a decision. But Spirit's saying to raise the bar anyway and recognize what is trying to hold you back was not meant for you to start with. Spirit's also asking for you to push through. Push through the insecurity, push through the anxiety, push through the panic, and find your inner strength. And recognize the chaos for what it is. Knowing that the inner strength that you have, and also the feeling of incompleteness and illusion. that you have always been and you will always be complete just as you are. You're not missing, you are not broken. And any ailments has been the manifestation of stress. The moment you start to find peace within your spirit is the moment that pain and all of the ailments will start to disappear. And the current society of things is making it almost virtually impossible for you to alchemize it. So this is why vigilance and discernment is necessary. To take a step back and to see things for what they are rather than what they look like. Remove the rose-colored glasses. Take the wool from your eyes and see it for what it is. And for some of you, stop being so ignorant. Stop being so naive and open your eyes and see it for what it is. That is where the truth will piss you off, but it will set you free. And the only reason why I'm speaking on this is because I've done this myself. And it's helped me to bring about some inner strength. It's helped me to raise the bar. It has helped me to feel complete within myself. And this is why I bestow this upon you. The life source within you is that essence of life. It is that essence of the divine. The divine lives within you. The divine has always lived within you. We have the ability of free choice. But how we articulate that free choice is up to us. You're being asked to trust your feelings because as you raise the bar, people are going to question it. People are trying to apply pressure where there is none. Because they want to see a reaction. They want people snapping out. Trying to create order out of chaos. By creating the chaos and providing a solution. It's very psyotic, and it's very much a distraction, and very much a deception. And open our eyes and see it what it is. A lot of the shit that has been going on for the last 3-4 decades has been here to create. And this is why people have lost their inspiration. This is why people have lost their ability to be creative. Because of that fear. And yet we sit here and wonder why the world is going to shit. That is the great deception. Because the more people that are deceived and in fear, chaos ensues. The more chaos ensues, the more ability to try for them to take control. And to make us look like we are incompetent as nations across the world. So this is why it starts with us. On an individual basis, whether you've taken an oath in your organizations or not, remember the oath that you've taken to abide by for justice for all, for humanity. You must remember that oath and know that the divine is always watching. Make the choice. You have a choice to go right or left. You have a choice to go forward or back. And that choice is ultimate. It is always has been yours. So where you feel helpless and you feel as if you are only one, if you feel as if you do not have what it takes to stand up and stick to your truth, know that you are not alone. Know that there is others of that same caliber, just like on a single basis, you may be feeling helpless. But as a community and as a collective, when we all become one nation across the world, as a multicultural nation, because that is ultimately what we are moving into, to create balance. And although they have a plan for this particular system to be reset and to be put into a new situation system, I guarantee you it's not going to work. And it is going to fall at the wayside. Their current plans are being eradicated because people are waking up. People are realizing that they themselves have a map within themselves as to what to do and how to get there. And it requires you healing, it requires you clearing out your chakras and reaching your higher consciousness in order to receive that map of purpose, of integrity, of ingenuity to move forward. And this is why I've been so adamant about my collective healing and working on your shadow work. Because with that alignment, it will bring you to your next destiny. It will bring you to your next timeline. But this requires action from you, and you alone. So anyone that is feeling helpless, you have a job to do for your own individuality, for your own solidarity. And this is why I speak on what I speak on. As long as we move together as a community, a worldwide community of humanity, as long as we move forward with integrity, respect, understanding, and compassion, we literally have nothing to lose but we literally have nothing to gain but peace, love, respect, and understanding among nations. Being that this is 2025, we have that chance, we have that choice as an individual as well as a collective to make that change happen for humanity. How long is it going to take for us to make those decisions? How long is it going to take for us to see the truth? How much do we need to go through as a collective in order to finally stand up and make a difference? There are certain people across the world that need to be held to justice, ability for what they've done on crimes against humanity. And these people will be dealt with. The divine has spoken. These people will not get away with it. And if they feel that they're going to get away with it by creating chaos here on Earth, I guarantee you where they are going, is nothing to be proud of. Where they are going, I don't even want to mention. These people that created this havoc in us should be scared. They should be outright petrified. Because although they feel that they are getting away with what they're getting away with, I can guarantee you they won't. No matter who to kill, no matter who they choose to make disappear off the planet. As they say, don't shoot the messenger. I've been told to come here to give warnings, to call out energy, to call out bullshit for what it is. And I think I've done my best to keep it classy, to keep it respectful, to keep it compassionate. And yeah, you know what? Got a bit of a mouth on me. And some of my words have been extremely sharp. And they've, through deception and lies and deceit, like butter. I did not grow to 41, 42 years of age to just sit on the sidelines. Although certain karmics in my past have literally fought to make that happen. To where I would not rise, to where I would not bring myself to the evidence to do what I do. And some of these karmics are shook at the stance that I'm taking. And I know that. I've come to a time and a place in my life where I really don't have much left to lose but my life. And everything that I've ever loved in my life has been destroyed and sabotaged. So that way I don't have happiness. And some way they feel that it's funny. They think it's funny. They think it's humorous. They think it's entertaining. But what makes them nervous is I'm back from absolutely everything they've thrown at me. And that's why I'm here. To inspire. That despite the chaos, we can still prevail. We can still rise and are. We can still act in solidarity for humanity, regardless of what we've been through. It is up to us to build and to rise from what was meant to change us and part, and to utilize and transmute and transcend that, and to create it into something beautiful. So as they try to pressure where there is none, as they try to scatter the energy to where we do not find within us the energetic pull towards our destiny, to distract us from our true feelings, we need to rise anyway, despite it all. We need to create the life that we choose to see. For some of you, there very well could be a bit of a lull in the pressure. The pressure may have subsided. There may have been a bit of a release of this pressure. This is the shift. And that major shift into the two worlds of the karmic and the divine, I'm supposing that it will happen before the end of this month. So if you have not done the work, I cannot help you. It will result within your own intention. Just been sitting by lazily, just letting it go, letting it go, letting it go, and not learning from it, not empowering yourself, not inspiring yourself, not rising above it. I can't do anything for you. And I've got nothing left to give you. I'm not going to be here, sitting here, telling you how to get there in a shortcut. Because there are no shortcuts. You think by sitting here lurking in my chat that, you're just going to learn from me and you're just going to emulate it? And you're just going to play a mask? Your mask ripped off. If it hasn't already. You'll have to live with the consequences of what you've done. For the ones that have done, I'm extremely proud of you. For the ones that are raising the bar, doing the healing and empowering yourself, I'm extremely proud of you. I have nothing but admiration, love, and compassion for you. Because you heeded the warning, you heeded the message, and you ran with it. And you made it something special for yourself. And if anybody should be proud of you, should be proud of you, because the divine is proud of you as well. Because not only are you healing, but you are not only raising your own frequency, but you are in turn, in tandem, collectively helping to raise the frequency of Mother Earth. And by this, you're taking accountability for your own. And by this, you will be bestowed blessings upon abundance, prosperity, and strength, courage, and healing. These are all things that money cannot buy. These are all priceless. And the and divine miracles are about to be blessed and bestowed upon you. So please raise your frequency and be in the know, be in the openness, and be in the receiving of those blessings. Together we will prevail, we will rise, and we will bring about the new earth. And it will be 10 times, if not better, than any governmental system that they think that they're going to implement. And this is what we have to look forward to. But it is going to require us to work together as a sovereignty of Mother Earth, a sovereignty of personal choice, a sovereignty of integrity and self-respect, as well as respect for your community. For those that have done the work, you need to continue shining. You need to stay focused. It's never a mistake to give of yourself. Some will, others may take advantage of it. But do not allow bad energies to overpower your light. Stay authentic. Stay in your authenticity. Hold your integrity. Because people are going to try to diminish and remove the hope from your heart. And you need to be vigilant to protect your energy. People wonder why I'm so great at detachment. For all of my life, I've had to deal with emotional manipulation. I've had to deal with abuse. I've had to deal with and people misunderstanding me on purpose. Also, the misunderstanding that apparently I think I'm better than everyone else. And although that might be an energy that may come across that way, it's taken me years, decades, to even confidence in myself to sit here and do what I do. It's taken me years to stand on business. It's taken me years to draw the line in the sand. To hold boundaries and standards to myself and others. And considering the karmics are trying to make me lose absolutely everything I tried to build, and I'm still standing, and I still continue to get back up again, time after time after time after time after time, they clearly want me to quit. They clearly want me to stop. They clearly want me to do absolutely nothing and be nothing, show up with nothing. But the divine has other plans. As you know, most of you, I should have been dead already. But again, the divine had other plans. And Spirit's got me moving into a particular position. I'm not going to that now. But Spirit's got me moving into a particular position where apparently I will be making headway. We all have the option and the ability to be unstoppable as a collective. And it's about time that we trauma in our pain, heal it, transmute it, and become the best versions of ourselves. On an individual basis, that might look different, but as a collective, it is what will bring us justice and peace. Seeing deception, the lies, the bullshit for what it is, and no longer allowing it within ourselves, within our energy, within our minds, within our hearts, to erode us, is paramount to our survival. There's a time and a place for everything, and this is that time, and this is that place. In the coming days, I very well might be opening up a new channel. I'm still coming to my final decision on that. And I will be opening, if I do, it will be the Wolfie's Vortex channel. And the only reason why I'm saying that, because I'd like you to join me there. It's basically where I'm going to look into the stories of the world, looking into the news, sharing my opinion on different situations, as well as my intuitive mustings of wisdom and information that I know of within myself, learned, as well as what is intuitively being brought to me. It will be similar to tonight's broadcast, but without the tarot cards. And I'm basing this on the principles of empowerment, justice, and truth. Not only for myself, but for other people. So this channel will stay tarot and messages, where the other channel will be more or less moving into not so much the political, as I'm not political. I'm not one side or the other. Because I do believe that if you try to pick one side or the other, it's half of the same beast. And I'm more standing for humanity than anything else. I've done my best to speak on energies within this channel, because if you know, you know. And I'm not going to allow fear to set me aside and to bring me, because ultimately there is nothing left to fear but fear itself. And anytime I've ever really looked at fear, it hasn't ever done me good. It's only torn me apart. And it's about facing fear. It's about facing that what is trying to destroy you. I plan on having this channel up and running by the end of the year. Take my time with it, because there are certain messages that need to come out. letting go, finding inner strength, and shining your light is paramount. It's right in the middle of the reading. This is the epitome of your foundation. Learning from the past, letting it go, alchemizing it, finding your inner strength, and continue shining that divine light that is within absolutely every single one of you. Remembering who and the life source of the divine that is within you, and allowing it to empower you to rise above and step into a new beginning. Because people out here, they do not want you embodying your light. They do not want you hope, and they do not want you shining. So shine anyway. They want to riddle your heart with the spirit of hate and the spirit of division. And your biggest battle is to eradicate it. That is your biggest battle. To eradicate hate out of your heart. And allow forgiveness, compassion, and understanding to flood in. Specifically starting for yourself and the way you look at yourself in the mirror. Showing compassion to yourself. And as you do this, it will empower you as above. And as you fill your own cup, your cup will runneth over. And as your cup runneth over, this is what you will share with your community. This is what you will share with your family or your friends or in your community. This is what you will use to lead by example. Despite it all. And I can't do it on my own. They do not want us finding any type of fulfillment. They want us to stay on this hamster wheel. But there will come a time very, very soon, as a collective, we will all get off that hamster wheel, where we will no longer comply with the current systems that are lying to us, that are bleeding us dry of our essence of creation and integrity. I guarantee you we are coming to this precipice. And I do believe for some nations we've already passed that precipice. There is no turning back. There is no returning to the status quo. Certain nations across the world will rise again. Will lead by example. And we will see peace on earth. But that will be each individually as a collective, our own. It is what we make of it. And please know that if you're feeling helpless, if you are feeling like you don't know where to start with yourself. Start with empowering and healing yourself. This is why I've been on my channel for 2 years speaking on this. Because without inner empowerment, we will be met with chaos. Be met with pain and chaos, and to a point where we will feel hopeless. Because that's what they want us to feel. They want to call us useless eaters. The world is about to see how we really are. To the contrary, we are actually quite useful when we work together as a collective. And we will show this to lead by example and to bring peace to the earth by standing up. And this is the system, Sarah, that I feel that will be not working out as planned. They're trying to implement this new system and it's going to crash. And it's going to crash hard. And this is what we're going to have to work together for the community in order to be better and to rise above. Basically, try to give us no other choice but to submit to this. But this is where we do resist. This is where we do stand up. And I'm not in rebellion of this new system. I just feel they have ill intentions. And because of those ill intentions and because of the deception, this is why it will crumble. Because it is not in alignment with the new earth. It is not in alignment with our new way of life. It is not in alignment with the miracles that are bestowed upon us. And this is why it will fall. It will fall before it even begins. And this is why we need to communities now before it's too late. This is why we need to reach out to our communities and start creating other groups and other ways of communication in order to bring about this change. Because we cannot expect the system to create what we need. Because for the last, I don't know, millennia, the last decades, it hasn't served us. We've served it. And where we feel that we need to free ourselves from slavery, it seems as though they are only creating a deeper pit for the slaves to sit in. If we all acted in integrity, it would put the cop shops out of business. If we were discerning and if we were more or less thinking safety and creating a balance, we would have no need for security. If we all acted in compassion, we wouldn't need a justice system. There's been so much damage across the earth that the people that are to blame no longer exist. And that's because certain people, despite how we want to bring them to accountability, they no longer exist. Mind you, mark my word, the people that do still exist will be brought to justice. They will be facing judgment. It's inevitable. It's not a matter of if, but a matter of when. And that when is regarding to when we stand up and when we put our foot down and when we start mobilizing in our communities to create a better world for us to live in. But that ultimately starts with you, collective. That starts with me. That starts with you. That starts with absolutely every single one of us, because we cannot do it alone. It's going to take compassion, sovereignty, integrity, and love for our community in order to get there. Without it, we have no chance. And this is why we need to rise above the challenges and the current status quo and show them how it's done. To show rise as communities to create new, beautiful experiences. To bring about the joy and the happiness that we wish to seek and see in the world. To look out for our neighbors, our communities, our families, our friends. To support those that need it. And to rise. So I ask you now, are you ready? Because it's just about time. Welcome in, Tricia. The social credit system, it has its good and bad. Okay? As an individual, it holds you accountable. However, the stipulations need to change. To some degree, I do believe a social credit score is needed to hold people accountable. But if you are not out there doing stupid shit, and if you are out there standing for humanity and peace on Earth, you should have nothing to worry about. Anybody out there doing heinous shit, they should be worried. They should be terrified. But the people out here not harming anyone, the people out here not doing anything negative, the people out here that are actually trying to make a difference, that's a different story. And this is why we are required to heal out of our karmic energy, to step into our divine energy. Because that in itself will us from the chaos. The whole reason why this digital ID is trying to come about is because that way the money where it goes. It will theoretically and ultimately eradicate this whole idea of drugs, like heavy drugs. It will eradicate this whole of trafficking. It will eradicate this whole idea of creating chaos where there shouldn't be. And really trying to protect the interest of humanity. So I'm sitting on the fence at this point regarding the whole system, because they have an idea, and it's an okay idea. but it needs to be reformed. It needs to be changed to bring about a sovereignty, an inspiration, and a incentive to step up the most authentic version of yourself. To be able to incite creativity and inspiration within oneself as well as a community. To bring about sustainment for humanity. This should be an incentive to rise to your most authentic version of yourself rather than trying to incite control on the populace. We should have a sovereign right to speak. Because how is justice to prevail without the ability to speak? How are we supposed to communicate without being able to communicate freely? Okay, I'm going to officially shift the subject, shift the topic, and I'm going to move into some readings. So for those that are here, that have been watching, that have been listening, I'm going to do 3 different Celtic cross readings, and one of them may be for you. I know I have a relatively large collective. Mind you, there's only, if I'm lucky, 20 to 30 people at a time. So I will do 3 different Celtic crosses, and I'm going to clarify them. So if this message vibes with you and you'd like to support the channel, you can do so through a super chat, super thanks, super sticker. You can get your own reading over at Hipsy. Check out the link section or the description box for further information. My only income, and I do require some sort of support to pay bills, to deal with what I need to deal with. And it is all greatly appreciated. Just please know that I do appreciate you. And again, I wish I could have something else for work. It seems this is all I've got right now. equal energetic exchange. I'm not expecting to be a millionaire. I'm really not. I just want to live comfortably. I want to be able to pay my bills and hopefully have enough left over to help those that need it. I'm not out here trying to get rich, but every little bit helps. I'm already rich in spirit, and to me that's priceless. But living in this crazy world, the way that it's morphing and transforming, they're trying to bring chaos to the populace and bring us to our knees. And we need to rise above. So again, thank you to all those that have been members to the channel, to my supporters. I hold you deep in my heart and my soul. No matter what happens for the future, know that I stand with you for justice, for universal sovereignty, and universal peace. All right, Spirit. The first Celtic cross. What is the current energy? What is their current situation that they're dealing with? We have the 10 of Cups to start with. So this could be dealing with family, this could be dealing with happiness, could be dealing... What's their challenge? Opening up their heart and being courageously compassionate. In their mind of no apology, of no empathy. What about the heart space? The Emperor in the reverse. The Hanged Man, the Six of Cups, and the Devil is what you're walking away from. And you're walking into joy, happiness. Our biggest challenge is opening up our hearts again after having pain and suffering. Our biggest challenge is being able to be compassionate where there was none. Staying true to ourselves, reconciling our past, and walking away from the darkness. There will be a new beginning of clarity. And because of this new beginning of clarity, I don't know. Let's look into it. And that's interesting. We got the 10 cups on the bottom of the deck. What's the 10 of cups? The Lovers in reverse. So this is about choosing to move forward. Choosing to move forward and make decisions to say no to a particular relationship. What's the Queen of Cups as a challenge? The 10 of Wands and the 2 of Wands. So this is about opening up our hearts and moving forward and closing out the past. Closing out what no longer serves us. The Page first. Reconciling, or not reconciling, a twin flame or soulmate union that went rogue. Within our heart space, it was to ruin us. It was to get us to react. It was to get us to act out. It was to get us to sabotage. We've got the Empress in reverse and we've got the Emperor in reverse. Collective, whoever this is for, you've away from pretty well everything. You've had to walk away from your family. You've had to walk away from, you know, what their opinions were, of where they wanted you to stand. You know, you've had to walk away from temptation. You've had to walk away from addiction. You've had to walk away from the darkness. And you're walking into the sun. You're walking into the joy. You're walking into the revealing. And it's about opening up your heart again. Just thinking that everything that you've worked towards is showing up with nothing. Despite what you've done, somebody wants you showing up empty-handed. Somebody does not want you reaping your harvest. Somebody's trying to get yacked so that way the wheel is not in your favor. What's the past energy? The 10 of Pentacles in reverse. You're walking away from instability. You're walking away from toxic energy. The 10 of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles. I do believe the 8 of Pentacles belongs with the Sun. So, 8 and 4 is 12, 13 is 4. So the 4 of Pentacles. It goes from the 8 of Pentacles to the 4 of Pentacles. It's about recognizing what you're good at and keeping it to yourself. And this is what they want. Eight and 4 is 12, 3, actually, sorry. So it moves into the 3 of Pentacles. So it's about collaborating and using, it's about utilizing your talents. It's about keeping your cards close to your chest. It's about revealing what needs to be revealed. And collaborating with those that you need to collaborate with. And use your discernment at the same time. Working as a sort of effort to bring about joy, happiness, and fulfillment. What's the 7 of Pentacles? So the 7 of Pentacles is clarified by the 7 of Wands and the Tower on its side. So this is about sticking up for yourself. This is about not allowing your harvest to go to waste. It's about not allowing the chaos to infiltrate your frequency. It's about standing on business. It's about protecting your energy and to stay out of the fray. And I think this is the whole thing. If you get caught up in the fray, this is where your harvest will spoil. But if you continue to stay focused and not distracted, that's where things change for you. So stay focused. Whoever is influencing this chaos life, they're not getting the upper hand. And I'm really picking up on the fact that you're going to get notice as to somebody not getting the upper hand. This could be you. This could be someone else. But trying to create chaos in your life, you will be notified about this. And something tells me that they won't be able to walk away from it. The Ace of Swords is accompanied by the Six of Pentacles and the Sun. So not only will it be revealed, but it will reveal a new beginning for you, a new direction. And this will be an equal, balanced new beginning. Somebody's trying to ruin you, whoever this is. They're trying to deceive people through lies and deception. And break your heart and diminish you. They basically want you broken. And I'm really picking up on the fact that they want you hitting rock bottom. An inability to bounce back from this. And they want to make it look like you're self-sabotaging. Apparently that you're doing it to yourself. Meanwhile, in the back end, they're doing it all. They're orchestrating it all to bring about your demise. They're trying to get creative as to how to break your heart one last time. And I guarantee you they will not succeed. And Spirit's saying when they finalize their decisions and they do their bidding and they do what they do, it will bring them to their demise instead. And they do not see this coming. They will be brought to justice. Within the comment section, there is a toggle where you can go right or left and you can hype up my video. Can you see that it is available, and if you can hype this video? And can you put a rainbow in the chat to let me know that you've done that? If you've already done that, great. If you haven't yet, it's greatly appreciated. And it's an inexpensive way that you can support the channel. Dragons, is there any inspiration for this first reading? Is there any inspiration for this for my collective? They don't want you to have any hope, collective. They don't want you healing. Whoever this message is resonating with. Trying to open up old wounds. For someone that's standing in their Empress energy and trying to find wish fulfillment. Trying to open up old wounds. And they want to continue this fiasco. All because you're standing in your truth. All because you're trying to celebrate your... All because you're going through some sort of rebirth. And they're trying to manipulate you out of this. They're trying to bring great sadness to you. They're trying to get you to react. And they're trying to get you to self-sabotage. And it is up to you as to whether or not you accept it. Again, about your integrity. This is about how you're standing. Your integrity speaks volumes. Do not overreact. It is not yours to overreact. It's not your place to react. It's your place to stand back. Allow them to say. Because ultimately they will show who they are. All the while you're trying to dispel this betrayal and this hurt and this pain. And they're trying to open it up again. So that way you continue to feel this. They're trying to create pressure where there is none. They're ultimately trying to ruin your life. However, they've done too much. And I have a very good feeling that they're about to present themselves in a way that there will be no question regarding it. And with the planetary alignments happening currently right now, going on, the karmics that haven't healed, that are in their darkness, that are choosing to create havoc and be deceptive and lie, their masks are falling, their masks are slipping, and some of them, their masks are being ripped off their face. Sweet dreams. Sometimes we have to become the bait to get the blessings. That might be a case for some of you. Yep, somebody's trying to betray you one last time. They would like to continue to betray you, but I think their time is up. Because they're about to be revealed. Where they've been hiding their hands while throwing rocks. I'm proud of you, Michael. Stand above. As hard as it is, as challenging as it is, don't allow it to get to you. Because that's what they want. You're allowing them to win. Alright, my next reading. What's the situation? What are they dealing with? What do they need to know? What is their situation for the second reading? Challenge. In the mind space. This is really giving me a feeling of trying to close out a cycle and walking out of the darkness. Somebody's trying to pull the wool over your eyes. They're trying to make you out to be somebody that's selfish, where there is no selfishness. They're trying to keep you from moving forward. They don't want you closing out a cycle. They want you staying in the dark. They do not want you being seen. They're trying to shadow you. They're trying to eclipse you so you do not... You have nothing. And this is something to do with family. This is family you've walked away from. They're basically trying to ruin you before you even get started. They've totally misjudged you. They made you walk away, or they made your, they ruined your relationship. They stole money from you. They stole a house from you with the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Their attitude. The Two of Wands. They didn't want you moving forward. They wanted you at a dead stop. They didn't want you having any new collaborations. They don't want you having any new partnerships. Influence. They do not want you showing compassion, and they would sooner have you dead. They want to shut down your heart for good. They do not want you showing compassion whatsoever. Your hopes and fears. Your hopes is to find independence and to stand on your own 2 feet. And your fears is that trying to misjudge you on purpose. People are misjudging you on purpose. And they don't want you having wish fulfillment. They want the wish fulfillment that you're trying to receive stagnant. Whoever is behind this, I rebuke it. And whoever is wishing this upon my collective or myself, whoever this is resonating with, whoever is wishing this on you, may it be returned to them. Because they are a disgusting degenerate of a human being, whoever is trying to do this to you. The Sun in the reverse to the rebirth. So they don't want you having a rebirth. You left in the dark. And they want you overthinking and having an inability to close out this cycle. This is why they're leaving you. This is why they're not communicating with you. They want you overthinking this whole experience. And they want the overthinking to be your obstacle. Queen of Pentacles reversed. Yeah. They want you begging. They want you looking like a dingy, selfish, money-hungry delinquent. And they want you in your headspace to be all filled with anxiety, unable to rest, unable to find peace. And they want you to stay in your past. They do not want you walking away from the dystopia that they're planting. They do not want you finding another counterpart, and they didn't want you having this counterpart because this counterpart gave you strength. And the reason why they took this counterpart away from you is they were siphoning off of you. And again, the Tower and the Wheel of Fortune reversed. They were trying to turn the wheel out of your favor and create chaos where there was none. It will be revealed that they stole money in a house, being watched by angels. Everything is in divine timing, and the divine is working in your favor. Everything will be revealed. That what is done in the coming to light. And it's also something to do with divine timing. You have to move forward with strategy. Check out the main page and look into. Check out my members section for videos. Click on one of those. It should bring you to the join page. Otherwise, there'll be a join button there somewhere. Somebody doesn't feel that they need to apologize to you. And by not apologizing, certainly not allowing any type of closure. And by not allowing type of closure, it's keeping you from moving forward. That's what they think. But the whole thing is that you've had an enlightenment about this non-apology and no commitment. Okay, you've had an enlightenment about it, and you're moving towards your independence anyway. So where they feel that they're going to try to get people to misjudge your independence and misjudge how you make your money, it's very evident as to how you make your money, collective. Okay? But I really get the feeling that they're going to try to bring some sort of people in to prevent you from receiving this Nine of Pentacles energy by misunderstanding where you get your money from. You're headed towards your independence, your Nine of Pentacles regardless. And this whole idea of bringing about your demise and bringing about this whole idea of you having your heart closed off for good is coming to an end. Yeah, you're going to get those. And they can misjudge you all you want, but you will stand on business. You need to create boundaries and respect yourself, respect your sovereignty, and know that the divine is with you, regardless of what they're trying to do. You are guided, guarded, and protected by the divine. Hello, Alexis. It's not the success that is the test, John. It's the worthiness of that success, whether or not you're worthy of it or not. I'm also getting some sort of a wound of not being worthy of it, of being told that you were less than, and that needs to be eradicated in order for success to happen for you. You need to rise above that, because people were trying to keep you in a box, and you need to rise out of that box. That you've outgrown the box. You've outgrown their whole perception. You now need to rise above and be worthy of this success. What's the Nine of Cups on its side? So they want to leave you in the dark. They want to eclipse you because apparently you owe them. So they want you basically to think worthless of yourself. They don't want you obtaining your wish fulfillment. They don't want you having any type of love for yourself. They don't want you having any type of compassion for yourself. They don't in this idea of self-love and just being content with your energy. They're trying to ruin that. They're trying to deface you, defame you, eclipse you, and they expect you to pay them. They're trying to siphon your energy. And because they can't your energy, they want to ruin you. They want to ruin your wish fulfillment, is what they want to do. They want all of these talents that you have, all these gifts that you have, absolute waste. Is there anything else about this reading, Spirit? Collective, you're going to be celebrating all the work that you put into this, to reap a harvest. And these people that are behind all of this, they're going to sit there and watch. And they're going to sit there trapped in their head. There's a King of Cups that might be going to jail because they celebrated all the way to bring you down and to bring about a demise to a relationship and your twin flame journey. They're celebrating this. They're celebrating all the work they did to bring about a demise to your relationship. I'm really picking Cancer energy. A very karmic Cancer. They thought it was funny. They thought it was entertainment. And they can't run away, can't walk away from this. And for some of these people, they're basically trapped now with what they've done. They're being trapped with the of what they've done. You're being asked to find strength within yourself, to stand on business, to build boundaries, to not overthink, and to lean into this new rebirth. Because that what is needing to be revealed to you will be revealed to you in divine timing. And the reason why the divine is trickling it out little bits at a time is because if you found out altogether, you wouldn't be able to, and this would bring you to a point of being in an energy of wanting to snap. But unfortunately, it's not going to work in their phase. Now you know. Now you know their intentions. And these intentions are not going to work. It's going to fail miserably for them. Alright, last reading. What's the situation? We got the Nine of Swords. So the truth coming out. About what they were doing to try to make you overthink. You are stepping into this Nine of Pentacles energy. You're very prosperous. I was wondering where that card was coming from. The Five of Pentacles. You're building a new foundation, collective, for yourself. Finding more new self-worth within your heart space. You're building a new foundation for your heart and how you love and how compassion. And people don't like it. People don't like the fact you're paying attention to other people, but not them. People are jealous, people are envious, and people are feeling left out. That you're willing to show compassion and compromise with some, but not the others. And the ones that are the others are not happy at the fact that you're not willing to compromise with them. It's because of the way they showed up and the way that they've been so deceptive. And the way they've treated you. You're not taking shit anymore. You're lying in the sand, and you are creating boundaries for good reason. And they can't compete where they don't care, let alone match you. So they're pissed off at the fact that they can't swindle you anymore. What's the past? What are you walking away from? Four of Wands. So you're walking away from a faulty foundation. You're walking away from chaos. You're walking away from a useless marriage or a useless relationship. One built on chaos. And I'm really getting trauma bonding as well. Page of Swords and the Star. So you're going to be learning from a lot of the deception and lies, very, very much immaturity. You're going to be moving forward from this. You're going to be healing. And I believe there's a lot to be coming out in the open. It's going to be revealed to you. And although it may hurt you for what is being said, you will ultimately heal from this. And it will give you hope, because the divine has given you these new glasses to see things with a different perspective, a different new eyes. And it's basically going to show you who these people are, immature and disrespectful they really are. That they don't think before they talk. They don't think before they see. Or they don't think before they actually understand. Right? Before they speak. They don't choose, they hear you enough to reply rather than understand. Right? And that's their biggest problem. And this is how they misunderstand you on purpose. Right? Because they don't want to see your point of view. What's the attitude in relation to this reading? We got the Six of Swords in the reverse. So their attitude is that they don't want you to walk away. They don't want you moving on to... What's the influence? Judgment. They're trying to cast judgment on you. And I'm really picking up that they think that you're better than everybody else, and that's not even the case. But they're casting judgment on you. What's the hopes and fears? So you are going through an awakening. You may have felt lost at some point, but you have found your light. You're now letting it guide you. And if you have not yet found your light, it's always been within you the whole time. So go within, distracted by the outer distractions. What's your outcome? We got the Four of Pentacles. And we got the Two of Cups. And the Justice. So whoever you are, collective, you are going to be healing into this new light, this new energy. Okay? You just have to be patient. Because there's some people lying on, some people deceiving others, trying to defame you. And you're about to find out who, you're about to find out what, and you're about to find why. Spirit is asking you to keep your cards close to your chest. Be very discerning as to who you share your pentacles with. And I get somebody's going to come in and try to distract you out of your stability. Paramount that you stay true to who you are, to stay true to what you're doing and your overall plan, and to keep your cards close to your chest. Don't be telling nobody your business, because it's not business. And I get a feeling that there are people out there right now that are trying to come in and ask you questions to find out information, to find out where you are. Some of these people think that you owe them. Some of these people think that you owe them an apology. Some of these people think that you owe them money. Some of these people think that you just owe them your life. You should just bow down and everything that you've ever done, everything you've ever built for them. Pretty well be their slave, is the energy. They want you to admit to their chaos. But as far as I'm concerned, collective, you're better than that. You're worth more than that. And these people, I can tell you right now, you've cut them off and they are fiending. Okay? They are going through withdrawals because they don't have access to you. So if they don't have access to you, they're going to try to destroy you. If they can't have you, no one can. These dumbasses, these degenerates are about to get some major karma. Major karma. And I honestly feel that they're not going to see this coming. Okay? The truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off. What's the Nine of Swords reverse? Yeah. The truth is coming out as to how they're trying to open up old wounds again. How they're trying to perpetuate this to keep you from moving forward and taking a leap of faith. And that's the challenge. They didn't want you taking a leap of faith, but I really do believe that you've already taken that leap of faith. What's the Fool side for the challenge? Yeah, you've had to be very strategic as to go about this. This has been your strategy. The Nine of Pentacles. The Divine is showing you the way to your Nine of Pentacles and your Ten of Cups. Okay? So just understand that you are on your way, divinely guided, guarded, and protected. But you should keep a lot of this to yourself when this happens. Keep it to yourself. So you're learning how to love yourself again. You're finding a new foundation of stability for you, and you're pouring into your own cup, which in your heart space, you're learning how to love again, which is opening up you to a new love interest or a new love connection. It starts with you though, collective, and I'm proud of you for doing the work to heal this. You know you deserve better, and you've gone through an awakening within your heart space. So you're acting accordingly to the current situation that's at hand right now. And because of this chaos of you walking away, these people are in utter chaos because you walked away. Because they can't siphon off of you. They've been disconnected. And because of that, they don't want you walking away, calmer waters. Okay, so ultimately you are walking away from the inability to walk away. And I think you already walked away. And this is what's got them so judgmental. And this is why they are in this position where they cannot walk away from what they've done. Okay, because ultimately their whole attitude is that you're not allowed to walk away, but you walked away anyway. And because you walked away, you're supposed to face judgment for that. You were supposed to be a sacrifice. But unfortunately for them, they're the ones facing judgment because they were the ones trying to sacrifice you. Page of Swords reversed in the star. So the lies and the deception is all coming to light. It's all the determined, all the lies and that shit is all coming to light. Okay, so continue having hope, collective. The divine is working in a very, very magical way for you. All right, and you got the Wheel of Fortune and the Eight of Wands here. So the Eight of Wands, divine is coming in very, very quickly for you. All right, so stay focused. Keep holding on to hope. Keep hoping, keep loving, keep shining, keep being in that beautiful, positive energy, high vibration. Okay? Yeah, they did not want you walking away because they did not want you completing out this cycle. They were happy with siphoning off of you and making your life an absolute living hell. Right? And this is why they didn't want you walking away and completing this cycle. This is why they left you with absolutely no closure. This is why they haven't spoken to you, because they feel by creating distance that it's going to eat you alive and it's going to tear you up. But you've already let it go. They've shown you who they are, and you're not going to entertain it anymore. You've let it go. You put it behind you. And that's what they didn't want. They think by leaving no closure is going to rip you apart. It just showed you who they are. It showed you the inconsiderate, despicable, distasteful, degenerate imbeciles that they actually are. It's worth so much more than what they could ever provide for you or they could ever bestow with you within that connection. You yourself, your glow alone, surpassed anything that they could ever amount to. So yeah, in some ways or another, you are better than them. You've always been better than them, and they can't shine to your caliber. They can't even meet you. They can't even compete. They can't compare with who you are. And this is what's got them so butthurt. And the fact is you're walking with the divine. The fact is you're guarded and protected by the divine. And their fight is no longer with you, collective. Their fight is with the divine. And I do believe they are and they will meet their maker for coming for you. Evil eye, death magic, stagnant. They've done absolutely too much to bring you down. And they should be scared. They should be petrified. What's the judge card for the influence? Yeah. They're being judged for their lies. And I'm really kind of picking up that they're telling everybody that you're lying, and this is why they're trying to get you to face judgment. But the truth is in the pudding. The proof is in the proof is in the pudding. Okay? And I do believe you're casting judgment on the lies and the deception. And I do believe they are unable to come in to speak on it because they are facing judgment for what they've done. So they are receiving karma to the fullest degree. You're opening up to the magic that's within you. You're opening up to the possibilities of your manifestation. And you're extremely talented in many different ways. We've got the Eight of Pentacles here with the Magician and the Hermit reversed. So not only light, you're allowing your light to guide you into your manifestation and best life. You're living with purpose, and they're butthurt about it. Four of Pentacles. Yeah. There's a State Queen of Pentacles in the mix here. They think that you owe them. Be a karmic mother figure. Lied on you. Okay? They lied on you. They tried to create a tower for you to get you overwhelmed. Tried to bring compassion towards you and lie to you just to see what you're up to, just to sabotage it. So if they show up or they tune in or they call you in the coming weeks, don't give them and don't tell them anything, because they're looking to find what you're up to, because you're not speaking on it. You're keeping it to you're keeping your cards close to your chest, and because of this, they don't know what's going on with you. And they're trying to find out where you are, what you're doing, how you're getting there, what you're all about, so that way they can misunderstand you on purpose and take you out of your element all over again. Because your Wheel of Fortune is coming in fast because of your healing, and because you're not allowing what's going on and what they're saying to... Okay, they're facing judgment for their immaturity. And I'm really picking up on somebody's, it could be a mother figure. They are going to be facing the justice system for incompetence, or what's the word? I don't know. I get this feeling some karmic is receiving judgment because of what they've done to you in multiple different avenues. Like, they've tried to sabotage you, outright sabotage you. They've sabotaged you, they've sabotaged jobs that you've had, sabotaged relationships that you've had. They do not want you winning. They want you destitute, and they want you back, and they want you begging them for forgiveness. And the only reason why they want that to happen, they can put their boot on your neck. They're trying to put you in your place, and they're trying to tear you off of your throne. They're trying to take you off your soapbox. They're trying to so-called teach you a lesson, when they amount to absolutely nothing in your life. Okay? They've amounted to absolutely nothing. And they have some gall to judge you in your life on how you're rising above the bullshit. They've literally made nothing of themselves. They stole your money. They quite possibly could have stole a house. They could have stole a whole bunch of shit behind your back. Defaming your name, defaming your character, making you look like an absolute delinquent, when they haven't made anything of their life. And they're trying to live off of you, thinking that you owe them. You don't owe them a damn thing, because all they did is bring trauma to your life. And if they want to bring judgment to you with this judgment card, okay, and they want to lie regarding this judgment, you have, collective, you have many receipts. Whoever this is, that's you and being very, very stingy in your energy, they best check themselves. Because I'll tell you right now, it's not going to end very well for them. It's not ending very well for them now, let alone. All these years they tried to destroy anything that was happy in your life. Planting seeds of doubt. Projecting their toxicity all over you. Trying to pin people against you your whole life. And they're coming out to say that you're selfish. And that you're not them and all of this. Meanwhile, they were never there for you to begin with. And anything that they were there for, they felt obligated. It takes a real woman to be a mom. Anybody can be a mother. Anybody can bear children. But it takes a real woman, compassionate, loving, understanding woman to become a mom. This person was that's trying to ruin you and take you out of your manifestation that you're getting anyway, they're going to have to sit there and watch you eat because they are no longer invited to your table. They will not be at your table. And it's because the way they chose to treat you. I know in my own experience, my grandmother was mom to me than my own mother. Hands down. No contest. Part of the reason why I don't want kids is because I'm not going to bring kids into my life to try to ruin that too. Because they've pretty well ruined absolutely everything else. All because they're envious at the fact that I keep bouncing back. So they can sit there and watch me eat. They can sit there and watch me succeed. And they can sit there continuing to be butthurt about the whole situation. But this tower and deception, this tower to get you overwhelmed, to bring in some sort of compassion, and to bring about some sort of deception and lies and no new beginning, it's not going to work out in their favor, collective. Just know that. These wounds that they're trying to reopen for you, it's about to blow up in their face. I guarantee it. Because you're not afraid of speaking truth. So they best mind their fucking manners. And they best mind their words. Because you're already speaking truth. You're putting your foot down. They best check themselves. Ah, you're back, eh, Elephant? Welcome back, Red. You couldn't sleep? of some of these people in our lives, thinking that they can take control of us. Oh, I'm your parent. I brought you into this world. I can take you out. Yeah? Die trying. Because I'm not going anywhere. And that's not a threat on their life. They're doing a pretty good job on their own. I don't have to threaten them. And I have no hostility towards them. The only hostility I have is the fact that they tried to ruin everything that was happy in my life. And they tried to bring my relationships into it. They've sabotaged jobs. And this is family that's doing this to me. I know that. All because I've spoke truth. All because I brought the truth out over the last 2 years in my messages. And I know they're sitting there watching like a bunch of fucking vultures. Watching all my money. Watching my coin. I'm not stupid. I feel their energy. And the thing is that a lot of my family members were gifts. They didn't bother using their gifts. They didn't bother developing their gifts. And then here I am. I decided to take the road less traveled, and I decided to develop my gifts and step into that and lean into it. It's been quite fruitful for me. It's been quite prosperous for me. And I'm ever so grateful for that prosperity and the ability to continue moving forward. Being divinely guided, guarded, and protected after my near death, after being betrayed and left for dead. So considering this, they've already killed me. I've already died. And the divine had other plans. If they want to keep coming at me, it'll be double jeopardy. I'm not about to put up with anybody's shit. I don't give a fuck who you are. I've pretty well lost everything else. What more do I have to lose? Really? And the audacity to think they can just continue to ruin everything? Family members are already dead to me. And the thing is, they're facing judgment. Some of them aren't allowed to die. Some of them are meant to stay here. Some of them are meant to go through their trials and tribulations. So that's why they're not dying. That's why they're suffering right now. And that's not on me. I don't have to do spell work. I don't have to light candles. I don't have to do all this shit. The divine works it out for me. Because I've given it all up to the divine. Up to the creator. Because the creator chose that I'm still going to stay here. That I'm still going to rise. And then I'm still going to step into what is rightfully mine. And that's why I continue showing up. That's why I continue bouncing back. That's why I can back up after I keep getting knocked down. But collective, they're doing too much. They're doing way too much. And it's heavy on their conscience. It's heavy on many conscience. And somebody's about to speak up. Somebody's about to handle it anymore. Somebody's about to burst. Somebody's about to speak truth. Truth is going to bring hellfire upon my adversaries and my ops. And for good reason. Any weapon formed will not prosper. A spiritual brat for leaving it to the Most High? Really? Really? Interesting thought. What do you mean, what made me go live with this information? Alexis, it's just showing their insecurities of the fact that you're guided, guarded, and protected by the Most High. They can't handle it. They can't handle the fact that you're protected. They can't handle the fact that you're guided and guarded. How else am I supposed to speak my justice? How else am I supposed to speak my truth, Helmet? I've spoken to the cops. I've spoken to doctors. I've spoken to lawyers. I've spoken to a whole bunch of different people. And they keep giving me the runaround. So for the last 2 years, I've been looking into readings and to bring about messages for the collective, and come to find out that all the shit that I've been through has been confirmed in the cards. So in essence, this has been my journal entry for the last 2 years. Over 300 videos. Over 10,000 hours of content. So if anything happened to me, the proof is all here on my page. It's cryptic, but it's here. And little did I know that it was going to be confirmed in the cards. I didn't realize that. I was divinely guided to do this. Little did I know that I was not alone in this. People that are going through the same thing that I'm going through. I know I'm not alone. I know other people are going through the same thing I'm going through. And for the longest time, I felt really crazy, thinking that it was me, thinking that it was my fault, thinking that I was the problem for years and years and years and years and years. And I went so many years trying to fix it, trying to perfect my life, trying to make it better, trying to be better. And every step of the way, I found sabotage, I found deception, I found chaos. And they've either attacked me visually, verbally, physically, or spiritually. And it's been relentless my whole life. Trying to make me feel unbalanced and impotent in order to receive an inheritance that was rightfully mine with my name on it. They did everything in their power to make me unstable, to make me look unstable, to make me feel unstable, so that way portray to be unstable. So that way they could take everything that was rightfully mine. And this is my selfish family. My grandmother knew how selfish my family was. And that's why she put my name on it. Because she knew that I would know who to help and who not to help in the family. But they decided to collude against me anyway. And then they did to take some of that money and pay people off to ruin me and leave me for dead in a ditch. So yeah, I am speaking my piece. I will continue speaking my piece. On that note, collective, I wish you a beautiful night. Stay strong, stay beautiful, keep moving forward. Be good to yourself if you can't be good at it, so that way you can be good to others. And I'll catch you in the next one.